Oh, sorry. I muted myself in OBS. Whoops. I flubbed it.
I'm gonna guess Bowser Jr. team that goes into Bro, maybe a Bolt team.
Yeah.
Probably.
And PD batting 6th is definitely a Bolt signature too. He seems like he doesn't bat his heavies any earlier than 4th, so.
I don't mind this if he just moves Luigi down in the order.
Oh,
like, I think that if you put Luigi at like 7th or 8th, I honestly would put Toadsworth early instead of Yoshi and Luigi, but if it was that, I could accept it. I just don't like the way that is with only the 1 power and putting PD that low, but I mean, teach their own.
Yeah. I could see it, between like the 2 to 4 range, but then you're very definitely trading off potential at-bats later in the game by having them.
I always think that if those are the characters you're drafting, like, you're drafting 2 and 3 for just pure power, like putting them 6 is I think it's tough to put them below 4.
Yeah.
In your order.
And we're playing at Park? I wasn't looking. I think it's Park. Okay. All right.
Sounds good. So yeah, this should be, what is this right now? Is this losers?
This is winners.
Oh, this is
get into top 8, I think, or maybe
winner plays Sam, and I think loser has to play C's. So
yeah, either way, you're not really loving.
Yeah, either way, this is a fun one. So
yeah. Is there anything you've played both of these players? Probably
I always say, look, Bolt has been my kryptonite for a long time. Nice try on the dive, but I think that's gonna be a run. Yeah, it is with Yoshi.
Propaganda.
But yeah, great start off. I just insulted the whole, Yoshi into Luigi, and then he hits a double to score a run right away. So, making me eat my words. But yeah, I think Bolt's one where I always say, like, Bolt is pure offense. I think that if you let Bolt score less than like 6 runs in a game, you're winning most of the time.
Yeah.
But I mean, as we see right here, immediately 3 hits in a row, and he's got the best Bro up.
I will elect to make no comment there. We have to have the uncommon bros represented in some form, so
I do think there's a couple things I think this tournament will be interesting. Is low trage but no jump. Oof.
Yeah.
It's gonna end with 2nd and 3rd on that one, yeah.
No
but I think the one thing that'll be interesting, last tournament, I think we saw a higher Peach pitcher than ever before, and I think this one, the trend has only increased.
Yeah, I agree.
I don't know the number of games I've seen a Monkey pitching.
Yeah, I think, for me at least, when I pitch as Peach or against it, it feels like she's the closest thing that we have to something like Boo. I don't know if that's why people do it, maybe intuitively, but that's what I thought. Yeah, everything is landing.
This is just painful right now. But yeah, I think it's been, I've tried it a couple times. I'm not the biggest fan of it. I think that we've got I'm the Diddy believer, so I'm gonna stick with that. But it's wild to me to see it over Dixie.
Yeah, I think what happens is there are people like you, or I think Rimke and Seth are both the same way, where it's like you found the one that matches your style and you sort of stick with it, But then for I think a lot of people, maybe like the Monkeys don't. It feels like it doesn't really fit like a glove like Diddy does for you. So
yeah, I can see that, but yeah,
who knows? But
not even tall enough.
Oh, yeah. We get
great throw behind. It's gonna be big.
You really, really need this out.
And he's gonna get the slow. Oh, that's why you don't go for the tag on it. I think that's twice he's gotten slow throws right now. Which he's all the way through the lineup.
Thankfully,
Okay.
gets out there, but that's a rough first inning.
That's a powerful one, and that's the scary thing about Bolt was what first inning just went through 10 batters. So
Yeah.
if you're on the other side of this, it's not in no way is it over, but that's a painful first inning.
When Bolt is getting all of his hits to land, it just feels like there's not a whole lot you can do besides just try to weather it as much as you can, and that kind of shows why, because it just keeps coming. But this is a good start for Super too. I mean,
good start. I just don't. I like the idea of Madge after the Bowser instead.
Really, you do DK before Bowser?
Yeah, DK's never hitting you a double. Still gets
true.
the single, so it's okay. But I think that the worst case scenario you're going to get is the low trage double play with DK. I know it's not common, but Madge, you can hit that star swing into a double and score Bowser if you need to on it.
Yeah. What I've been do recently is actually do like Bowser and then DK and then somebody like Madge, so that I have.
Wow, and he gets the pull.
Yeah. And Super's back on the board. Looking
Yeah.
very similar to what he was dealing with earlier in the inning. So.
I mean, I think both players had their first 4 characters reach base. So.
Yeah.
I mean, this could be an exciting one. I always dream of the games where you have both teams on their third pitcher, and at this moment,
you need to play Sam more than, I guess. He seems to make a lot of those games. Unfortunate low there for KB, but didn't turn a double play, so you at least have.
And a great lean.
He did that against Dilo late in the game yesterday too. Lean with Wario with bases loaded, so you can't put him side to him.
I'm happy to see a lean and not another Wario Garlic, because I've been seeing that too many games now. See, this is where it's scary here, is that, you got Peach on, and, man, I don't think I have a bat that I like less.
Yeah, this is also especially bad because you have left-handed Boo, and
Yoshi.
At least I hate swinging at or staring at the outside pitch,
And a great pitch.
Yeah. There's only so much you can do as Peach there. Really.
It was a great comeback after the 5-0 to not just roll over to start. So 5-2 now. So
and Super is pretty notorious for falling asleep and then waking up later on, I would say. So you just gotta weather the storm and hold on long enough to make it happen against Bolt.
And then we got the Bolt special here. The Bowser Jr. I always say, like, there's I've said at different points in this game, I've had my kryptonites of people who, take me out a lot more than I expect to, and I think Matt was one of the first ones. And then Bolt has been my most recent one, and that's the reason why right there. Those hits I don't understand it.
That Bolt's Jr. is just coded differently.
Yeah,
every
fully
hit
agree.
looks like that.
It doesn't make sense to me. And I think I would crush it. And it makes your bro so much better.
Yeah.
I mean, for the longest time we had, people with Bowser team would get bro, and bro was disgusting. And then the PD bro meta came up. And instead he just repeats it by getting Bowser Jr. instead.
Yeah, I mean, when you're batting, 400, 500 with him, and just getting Chem for such a strong character, it's just so scary.
Yeah, it is fantastic, and it's the chem. It's one of the best chems with Madge and with Bro.
And I will say, that we differ a little bit on Boomer as a character, but I think it kind of works with the junior chem because you can sort of wait on those late pitches, and it just gives you a lot of flexibility too, because they're going to be pitching kind of scared to you.
Oh yeah, I think it's huge. There's a couple games now where I've gotten that Bowser with Bro, and I had forgot what Bro is like with chemistry, and it's so nice.
It really is kind of like a different game, because you just have to make so much better contact when you're chemless.
Yeah, but yeah, I think that we've seen I've been keeping up a decent amount with this tourney. I wouldn't say seen every game, but I think a good amount with Grump streaming so many of them. And it's been interesting to see, like, I honestly, I don't know if I've seen more than one game with Hammer Bro this tournament. Which is, what a world.
I know, it's a crazy world we live in, because I remember being on the Fire Bro train for so long, everybody was just always like, hammer better. Not to mention your guy, just being the forgotten one in the triangle to some extent, but in those conversations. But yeah, I mean, there are a couple of tried and true hammers. Like I know Sam and Nick both really like to use hammer, but like Remke, Seth, Super, all adopted Fire Bro. So I mean, like Benny as well with hammer. Unfortunately, all these people, the hammer people coming out here.
Wow, that was huge. That was the one time I think I can agree with going for body check is 4 weight versus 0 weight, and he did not get it. But
I don't know. I don't remember the number offhand, but I think it's something like 50%.
Yeah,
more.
I think it's above. Again, if you're asking numbers, I'm the last person asking this game, but
yeah,
I do think that was the one. But also, I'm always happy to see a body check fail. There's few things in this game that make me feel more justified than watching somebody fail with a body check. Which again, I just find it's such a momentum breaker because Super was on his way back right now, and then takes that. But it's Super style. He's gonna run. He's gonna play those aggressive lines. So he is the polar opposite of what I'm gonna do.
Yeah. I am very much a stay on the base until the ball leaves and just let my runs be like in the air or whatever.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna. I know I'm not gonna finesse any runs out of that. So play to your strengths and all that, I guess.
Great play. I love the cutoff in the middle there.
I know. And Super's really good at getting that to trigger.
And then throws the wrong base, though.
Fortunate that it doesn't turn into a second to third, but you still want to win those to force the out.
Yep. This is one of the few times I do like the base running, because I like the hit and run can score it if you get a nice enough hit with Walu, despite there being laser there.
Yeah, you can also sort of, it at least for me, it can kind of mess with my pitching a little bit, because I'm sort of trying to keep an eye on the, oh, that's just gone.
Wow, I did not think that was gone.
Yeah, I know. Maybe he hits it in the dirt on the first one and then hits it into orbit, or just barely over the fence, really, but,
I mean, we were saying it before, we got ourselves a game right now, so.
No,
5-0 in the first inning, and then all the way back now, 5-4.
Star gauges are a little low, so I'm thinking we might have a slowdown sometime soon, but who knows? We had 5 in the first, so there's really Noki slapping to.
Yeah, I think this is tough right here. You got two slaps that are 2 slaps, and especially into Birdo and Yoshi, it makes it real tough. Your big thing I think you're aiming for is you're trying to push it to the outfield because he doesn't have a strong outfield behind. He's got Luigi is his best of his 3 outfielders, which isn't a great one.
Yeah, and that's kind of why I know that I'm one person, the one person that sort of feels this way. But that's kind of why I just don't really love to have Nogi, just because I don't like those scenarios where you have a couple bats like that are just, if you have to slap with them, you feel like it's already over.
Good manual fielder select there to get Bowser and make sure that Junior doesn't get on.
Frustrating ones. If that gets through.
The Boo special. The Boo special is the ground balls where the game just can't figure out how to deal with the curve trash.
If that gets on for a single, that's the kind where I just pause the game for like 5 seconds and I'm like, all right, we're taking a breath. And then we're going to continue. Star chance for Madge is definitely good for Super.
Yeah,
it's just
that's the right call there.
You're pretty much.
Madge is the 1-star swing that just feels, when somebody's on, it feels like pitching to Bowser.
Yeah. Because, I mean, you can just barely make contact with it and it still finds a way. Even with Yoshi in the field a lot of times.
Yeah. Oh, this is a big AB. And great pitch. That's confidence there. He didn't want to see that Mario fireball again, so. Yeah, this is what you need to do. Loved that play. Just the fake throws you do over and over again.
Yeah, I love the stand and spin in place. Which Super seen now.
I'm liking how he's dealing with it, except he needs to stop running towards the character before they're tired. I like running at a 90-degree angle. You run towards the pitcher's mound so you don't get the slow throw.
Yeah.
He should be good now. Now he's got him. Great play. Yeah.
I've definitely had to learn to deal with the buffer and deal with the weak throws like that for sure.
Yeah. Yeah, beat the base running bullshit, which is I'm always a big fan of.
So it sounds like you must love playing against Super with the buffer.
Oh, I have no problem against it. I love it because I think it's hilarious when I'm able to stop it. I don't struggle against it. I don't agree with it.
Yeah.
I think I was debating after the last NPS. I had a video idea where I looked at top 8, and I think I ended up looking at half the games at top 8, and I recorded every single time somebody went for base running bullshit, and how many times were successful, how many times were failures, and I think I was at a 65% like either nothing or failure, and so I'm just not a fan of it. I think it's just such a momentum breaker.
Yeah, because it feels like I look kind of new even for Super doing silly fielding stuff.
Yeah. Ooh, great star hit, but it's gonna load him.
That's a no. Always, it's definitely that was a fielder glitch run.
Was that because he manually? See, this is because he clicked the R button to start. Yeah.
He was unable to pick a controller there or pick a character there.
I think we get the dive. Good job. Yeah, I think that's tough, and I think he did it right. He scored the 1 run. I don't push it for any more runs after, but the Madge exclusive. Maybe Imagine and Walu.
I guess he just didn't realize it was a fielder dash glitch, fielder glitch or whatever.
Yeah.
It's unfortunate because.
Ooh, not what you want. You never want to be pulling with DK. I mean, once in a while you're gonna get the hit, but yeah. Oh, that was bad luck right there for Bolt on that one. Fielded it right, but just I think he may have clicked the R button right away, or I think he probably clicked Y for the pitcher, so he was off Luigi.
AB Sours. I would think Super's probably a little frustrated by the fielder glitch run, so hopefully he's able to keep it composed here.
Yeah.
And,
and KB is, I think, probably. I would think he's the most sink or swim kind of player that you get in, especially in top 10 characters.
Yeah.
Where some games KB is PD level, and then some games he feels like you shouldn't be picking him as an 18th pick. So it's always rough on those ones where he doesn't work out. Yeah, great play. I think that's such a tough one there because you're worried about the dive, but I think you have to make the commitment there one way or the other.
Yeah. I think it was, I don't know if Super was planning on diving, but it was smart, at least with...
Wow, even with Chem, he doesn't get it. I was certain with the Chem that was completely nuked, but, we've kept it a game.
Yeah.
And then now we got Peach here. I'm so worried about Peach for double plays, too. Never mind, make me eat my words. This is the problem again, though, about not having a good first baseman, is why I always like having 2 good corners, because right now he's got 2 righty hitters in a row. Yeah.
And here we go. It's also one of those, kind of why I think I would put Toadsworth on first instead of Bro in that kind of scenario, because I think Toadsworth is at least somewhat taller, too. So, he might just get those by virtue of being a little bigger.
And this is huge here. Yeah, and then you pitch at the outside. It's going to be 2 runs and the first lead change of the game.
And a tired pitcher, and Bowser's up, and no runs. This is just a lot going against you here.
He's got Walu back at least, so he's got that, but now his corner becomes significantly worse.
Yeah.
I was wondering right now, he struck Bowser out last time. I'm wondering if he has the confidence to pitch to him again with an open first base. He is.
Park is like, I think, the smallest stadium where I still convince myself to that it's a good idea to pitch to him. Usually,
Yeah.
Usually, I
and
just
then
feel
Junior.
Like, and Madge should get home.
Yeah, he's home. He's got no good arms there. That was the best throw to make there, but man, Junior definitely hurting him over there.
With the current way he's playing, Super seems like he's decided he's not gonna let the extra run from the fielder glitch be the decider here.
No.
DK just piling it on even more.
Yeah,
and you
great.
got to start here if you want to burn it. I guess you probably don't with one and DK on first. I don't know.
I think he burns it just to keep up the momentum. Yeah, so that's what you went for. Yeah, I think that was the reason there. It's just that he sees that he's, gets the pull hit. Oh, gross. He knows it right away, too. He doesn't have to worry about right field having a good... And that's, I think, the biggest concern there.
Tough spot. Ooh.
And then, wow, he did not carry it. Oh, no. Okay. There's justice in this world.
I would say that was a pretty neutral outcome, all things considered.
Yep. He wasn't getting to third no matter what, but
yeah.
Again, big Wario AB right here. I think I just go for the slap, yeah. I don't think Wario's too prone to throw it to hit it to the infield, so I think that he's a lot better off.
I kind of think, I know that I'm definitely much more pro Wario charge than there, but with Noki behind, I sort of think maybe I charge just on the off chance it goes out, or lands for a double.
Oh no, this ain't Star-a-thon. There's no way I'm going for the charge.
With this girl behind you though,
you got that. You got a weak third baseman now with Boo.
That's true. Yeah. Oh, and it almost worked out.
Yeah. Nice play there. Made sure he didn't throw to second there in a panic, so played that right. Now we get to see Ken Bolt, play from down.
Yeah, down late too, like that.
Yeah,
down 5 in the first feels way more manageable than down 3 in the 7th, even though they're entirely different.
And the thing Bolt really wants here is getting Peach out, is that he does not have much of a pitcher behind that. And I almost willed it into fruition, but not quite.
Yeah, what are we looking at? We got Madge,
I think he pitches Bones after, but I mean, we saw in a game earlier today, the Bones did not work at all, and I think it was Big Nick was tossing it against Remke a bunch.
Yeah. Still got one more out here and then 2 more innings to do something with it. But next inning's going to sort of be... Well, I was going to say it's going to be like the bottom of his lineup. I guess it is P6, so...
Yep, it's going to be 7, 8, 9 next inning, so really he's got to hold it down here, which, again, is the right time to do it with this lineup. I do wonder if you... I would like to see him... I think the one thing that people don't do very well is optimize fielder swaps, especially on Yoshi teams, is where you should be. But I think I would love to see him fielder swapping at least to put his Boo on first base when he knows the righties are up. But and then he dinks somebody.
Yeah.
I think now you definitely walk. You walk here, and then you fielder swap Yoshi over to the left side. You gotta feel it because he's got lefty Mario afterwards too. But he's going for the charge, so if he goes for the charge, it doesn't matter.
He's trying to wrap it up now, I guess. He throws the wrong base.
I think that first was your only option there. You gotta swap here, right? No, he's still not doing it. I think this is...
Oh, yep. This could be... Oh,
okay.
Awful bounce for Super there.
Okay.
The fireball, fortunate.
He got rewarded earlier on that shortstop bounce earlier this game, and then this time he got hurt on that left fielder bounce.
Walu is hitting it into orbit. Looking like stars on Waluigi there a little bit.
Hey, we got top of the order here.
It's top of the order, and it's still 3 guys before you get to the big boys, which is, I guess, part of the problem with it too. But
yeah, I mean, we got next inning. He's got Bowser Jr. into Bro, so I mean, I think that's what he's ideally hoping for. So if he can hold 0 runs here, that would be huge.
I guess that might be why he seems so snowbally with how he plays, because when his lineup is moving, it's just constant threats, but then you're sort of trading off some of that
I think his best, I mean, we've seen it's one of the few numbers I know, but it was I think the one thing that Bolt excels at is that he doesn't swing and miss very often. I think that was the one where, and I think that's why he lines up so well against me, is because I think I have the most pitches to no contact out of anyone, and he has the least amount of no contact, so...
It is very interesting how just little stylistic things like that can cause such headaches for different players.
Yeah. Okay, this is big if he can get this out here.
I wonder why. I mean, I know Peach is worst lefty, but for the short bats, I just prefer to go on the same side as the pitcher just because it's a headache.
This will be huge here. If he can get on with Bowser Jr., I think that this is doable. But I think it does hinge a lot on this. And the high trash. I do think this is one of the games where Junior has seemed human.
It has, yeah. Mario,
the neck breaker,
sacrifices his intelligence to make the play for the team. And that late jump from Mario. That'll be a double. Unless he's just thrown out.
I was going to say, I honestly don't even move him from first base because I'm terrified to get thrown out, but...
There's not a lot of need either, because...
No, it does nothing.
LDSS is scoring Birdo anyway, if PD doesn't get her out.
Yeah, and 1 run does... I guess 1 run just gets the pitcher out quicker, so I guess that's the one thing that could be helpful.
Honestly, I could see an argument...
And that's huge!
Of course, that works out, but I was going to say... This is like the one scenario where I could see an argument for slapping with PD, but Bolt just says, no, I'm good.
No, this is great. So now he's got Toadsworth up. It's a 1-run game. He's got, what, 3 stars? 2 or 3 stars?
He used with Birdo, so 2 stars. Okay.
Oh, and he pulls it, and that's it. Oh.
Rushed that one, and...
I think maybe just got thrown off a little bit by the timing, but man, what a comeback by Super there to really pull it back, because that game looked scary to start, but just slowly chipped away and was able to hold him back on offense.
Yep, and that will mean Super advances to top 8, and Steez will be playing Bolt for losers something. I don't know how.
I think that the winner of C's versus Bolt makes top 8. So I think that's... So loser gets 9th there, which I think is a definitely a scary one on that side. So, and then winner of that one plays Benny. I've got the bracket up here. So,
and then the other side of losers will be playing at 2 or 3 games tomorrow. So that's where I am.
Yeah, no, we got you. Who are you playing?
I've got
Face.
So I would play Face, and if I beat Face, I think I would play
Big Nick.
Big Nick, yeah. So
yeah, Big Nick beat the Lamb earlier.
2 very, very fun matchups for me. But
Yeah, we got, and then on the top 4, then we've decided from after this game is that top 4 is now Remke Seth versus Super and Sam N.
Yep.
And I honestly think that if you was that the top 4 seeds for this tournament too?
It might have been. I think Face was also up there. Face might have been 4. I don't. Well, the seeds were kind of randomized, but
Yeah,
they were
I think
both
that
in the
that's
top like 5 or whatever seeds. So
yeah.
it's
Nice.
at that stage in bracket where pretty much every matchup that you look at as your potential matchup is just like, oh no. There's no like hoping you'll get past a problem matchup or anything. You just got to go through them at this point with how many are
Nah,
left.
no, and this is the exact reason. At this point, I know people love to bitch about seedings, but eventually, if you're making it into top 12, it does not matter what seeding was anything. You could have been seeded last in the tournament or first, but if you're making it top 12, you're gonna be playing against people. You're not gonna be able to avoid problem matchups. You have to
Yeah.
win your games.
Yeah, there's definitely sort of a cost of entry to get past that sort of range of like taking a match or two and then, hitting the upper half of top 8 and that sort of stuff. So
Yeah, no,
it's that's where it's
and
fun though, stakes are the highest and you're playing people you play a lot of the
yep.
time. Sometimes they're problem matchups to get past, and sometimes you just have to reload for next time. But
Yeah, and I was looking through the bracket right now, and I wanted to see if I'm looking for storylines whenever I watch it, and
mhm.
my first thing was I was like, oh, I wonder if there's anybody who dropped into losers early and has made it pretty decently far, and then I just happen to be in comms with one of those people right now, so
You could say that,
yeah, I
yeah.
was gonna say like
Mhm.
if you can make it, that's because yeah, you had lost, yeah, the Benny, you and Benny were the close one, was the low scoring one.
Mhm.
And then, if you can take on Face, Nick, loser at 32, and then hopefully you could get your
Yeah. And,
redemption.
and that's it. It'd be Face, Nick, and then Super or Sam. So, and then whoever on the other side. But that's a gauntlet.
Yeah,
So
and that Buff, as you're saying right there, I think Buff is I would say is the lowest seed who made it the furthest. I guess
yeah.
I don't know whether I'm assuming Buff was put below Balam, but yeah, they both made it to losers round 3, which I think is a really nice showing.
Balam was
Um,
playing very well. Um, I think I don't know who he lost to in winner's side, but I know he beat me in pools, and then he lost to Nick in pools, and then got eliminated in losers by Nick. So
yeah,
I mean, there was really only 2 people he lost to throughout the whole bracket.
yeah, and Buff took out Walrus, took out the
Oh,
sibling rivalry, and then
yeah.
barely lost to Benny. 12-11
Yeah.
game. You can't complain about that one.
I watched part of that game, but from what I hear about it, it was a pretty wild game. Even the parts I didn't see, I got to see the end of it. It was very electric. Uh,
Yeah, that's why I get to see a few of them. I mean, Mr. Grump himself has been. You've had almost all the streaming exclusive rights to this tournament. I don't know how much you paid for those rights, but yeah. But yeah, you've had a lot of them, and any ones that were available for a working man on the East Coast to watch. When you're posting your 1:30 a.m. streams on a weekday, I wasn't quite attending those ones, but yeah, it's been fun to watch, and it's been nice to see a variety of matchups. We've had a variety of people commentating for it, so it's been fun on that end. Well, I mean, if we got Bolt and Seas as our next matchup, this should just be an offensive
That's a lot. Yeah,
slugfest.
that's a lot of offense in one game.
Yeah, it's two players who, I've got zero confidence in the defense, but I've got way
Infinite
too much
confidence
in
in
the
offense.
offense.
It's the unstoppable force and a very movable object sort of
Yeah, very movable.
strategy.
Yeah, I was gonna say. I think it's more of a when fighting fire with fire kind of moment there.
Yeah.
It's a matchup I would not be surprised to see end in the first or second inning, or again the dream scenario of the 3-pitcher matchup.
Yeah, and it's those types of matchups are sort of uniquely suited for like the basically any type of score. I wouldn't be surprised if we ended in a 2-1 game somehow, but I
Yep.
also wouldn't be surprised if it was 30-29. So anywhere in there is fair
Yeah, so
game.
somewhere in between 0 and 100 is what my score guess is.
And that's because the score won't go any higher, you know.
Yeah.
So
Well, we have the technology. We can fix it. If somebody scores more than 99 runs in a game, I will personally yell at Cokes for us to fix that.
yeah, in ranked especially.
Oh no, I want NPS.
Yeah. I'll try to do it just for you in one of my games these days. As a tribute. Maybe not like this tournament, but like in the future.
Oh, I'm so proud. I was gonna say, and then I was gonna say, I'm even seeing the real bot. We've got Benny still practicing up for here. I think C's just got a warm up against Dila earlier. Yeah.
C's played a few games today. This is also an interesting match because I'm sure they've played each other, but it doesn't really feel like a super common matchup that I see paired
I
up.
don't. I think C's plays ladder probably as much as I play ladder, so it's not too much you see on that end unless it's around a tournament or something. But
and there's also not a ton of every player has some like character specific preferences or tendencies, but I feel like there's not a ton of character specific overlap between these two players, which
yeah,
or
I
less
think
than I usually think about anyway.
C's is one that I'm expecting him to prioritize KB a bit more.
Mm-hmm.
Obviously Bolt with Junior. Again, and I think it's a really weird, Schrodinger's cat kind of situation with the legendary Bolt Bowser Jr. because
Yeah.
some games, again, he makes it look like Junior should be a top 12 character. And then other games, last game we saw Junior in right field cost maybe 3 hits with bad defense there, and then went like 1 for 4, like just went an okay average
Yeah.
where you don't see anything special with it. So it is always you don't know what you're gonna get, but those are the kind of two I see prioritized. These has been known for the Daisy, but I don't think he picks it too often. Still, again, it's an 18th comfort pick. And then and Bolt again. I think the only other thing you see with Bolt is typically the different draft where you see, I think Bolt probably averages at least 3 wall jumpers a game normally.
Yeah.
So
Yeah. He does. I would say 3 is a pretty safe estimate. But C's is also, so good at not swinging at those outside pitches that he can just take Toadette and be fine.
yeah,
I've seen him do it. He might do it here. Who knows? That's just.
C's I expect the Toad. I think I think that they're both, and which both gives them the offense is both of them do not swing at many balls.
Mhm.
So it is. When you have those bats with good contact, despite being smaller, it feels a lot better. And I think it's the reason why you also see his Junior do so well is because Junior has such a, typically people try and jam Junior and go for those ones, but he's able to keep that. If he's only swinging at the strikes, he's able to keep that good contact on it.
Yeah, and that definitely just helps your overall odds of getting a hit too. So no surprise that it would show up in the stats.
All right. The lobby is up. C's is the player 1, Bolt the player 2. I don't know if they've determined anything yet, but I'll be casting to y'all shortly as soon as the actual game appears.
Yeah, it's great to. This will be another fun one. So again,
yeah.
I'm hoping that we can, see the offense that we all dream of here.
We'll call this the
I say,
Sandman special game.
everyone talks about these Sandman specials, but I think when me and Sam play, it's typically low-scoring games. So it must be just a different thing.
I think Sam is really good at both, one, generating really unique games just because something crazy happens, but I also think he's pretty good at adapting to the way that his opponent plays. Like, I think he knows that in a game versus you, the way to win is not to, just like try to win by shellacking you and vice versa. So it's sort of like a playing to the opponent in a sense,
When Sam has to, I think it's like when Sam has to actually turn his brain on, he's able to lock in more. But a lot of the time, he is very much a seed hitball kind of guy, which leads to games where he might like underestimate an opponent, or he's just be playing the ladder, and he'll go like 18-15 versus Ducky, for example.
Yeah, I mean, that's what. And if you can vary, it's where things match up better, and that's where, as we were saying earlier, like it all depends on just like small little idiosyncrasies that help you play better against certain opponents. And I think that's where Sam has probably fared better than most against Remke. It is because of that way he plays, and like I know. And I know my personal one, like if people ask like who is my worst record versus, it is without a doubt Remke for me. And then I think Seth is one of my better matchups out of people that are like, typically people in top 5 considered. Like I don't know. I think most of the ones I've had, I probably have a good solid win rate against Seth for it, just because again, it's just matchup based.
Yeah.
Okay.
And Mori, I got a great rate against always, just because I know I can count for a Conseco every game or two. So that's always what I got.
Y'all can
You
see.
have the power. You have the power of bobbles on your side as a failsafe, and so.
Are you all able to hear me?
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay. I guess this was being a bit like frozen for a moment, but if you're able to hear me and are you able to see the game?
Yep. Game's all good for us.
Okay. They're going to Palace. C's won the flip, called 2P, and he banned Mario's. And then Bolt said 4 lines in a row, and then said Palace. Or Palacio. To be more specific.
I'm sorry, did I just see C's take Junior? I think this is the most interesting line we've seen all game, and I'm wondering because he's got Madge and Bro, he plays instead the Junior as the power slot, and right now I can smell the smoke coming out of Bolt's brain right now, trying to figure out what he does when Junior has been taken from him.
What do I do when I only have 2 wall jumpers?
Yeah.
Some people don't know how to answer this
question. I think C's may have just short-circuited him, which is a beautiful thing. And now he's going for I think he's going for the counter there by playing taking Dixie, which I don't disagree with. I think this is fun. When you get to the level where you're counter picking people instead of picking what you want, I think is always enjoyable to see.
I do think I played Bolt last night, and he also took Boo Dixie, so it's possible that that's just something he does, but like just comfort with the bat or something, or maybe just expecting a lot of runs to be scored, and you want somebody that's not Toadsworth or Luigi, I guess.
And this is the interesting one. Now he's got the way he went. He's instead got Walu on the mound for C's, which. I think that there's no doubt that Walu is a step below, but still can be, again, it's still, if you're calling other pitchers S tiers and A tiers, he's still a B tier pitcher. he can just start restreaming again. Thank you. Yep. I will say, I think that this was one of the more interesting drafts because the counter. I think we see these with some things that not traditionally I see. And again, I'm surprised he did not take Toad there. Instead took the Bones, which, I believe is just the correct option.
Yeah.
But
especially with that team, you only have 2 real star hitters. So I could definitely see taking the third. And Bolt is also a big fan of Junior, so I mean of Bones. So 2 for 1 in that sense.
Yeah, and I think Ian, we said it earlier. He's picked Junior as the the pseudo heavy with the double chem. So I think that's where we see the difference. Where you watch Bolt last game only slapping with Junior. Now you're going to see the power, and we even got the 1 chemistry link for Wario, so you're going to see a bit of power. Maybe a couple charges on that side too.
And you mentioned Walu being sort of a step or 2 down from the A-listers, so to speak, of pitching, but it's also an interesting thing too with these players because, like with Bolt, like you said, with his stats on swinging, it's just hard to get him to commit to stuff like that. So it almost makes you wonder if it's worth just foregoing some of that extra that they give you and just trying to outsmart him somehow, or take more offense. So we'll see.
And it's about the change up too of things. Like I will say, I think one of the few things people who's ever brought me to it is I started playing Dixie against Bolt instead of my Diddy, because I think he reads the Diddy better, because I'm usually doing a little bit more late movements and he's a back of the boxer. So less effective, but again, I think just switching it up, and people have proven it before. Many people have shown the full game shutouts at high levels with Walu, so it's not a bad pick by any means.
And like there's definitely something that unfamiliarity can do for you, especially in the span of a single game. A single inning can be what decides a win or a loss in a tournament like this. So
I wonder there. PD was overcharged. I wonder if the overcharge. I mean, he had Clamor in center field, but I wonder if that made the difference.
I don't know. It was definitely an early charge, so it took some amount of power off for sure. Oh, and C's went fire, bro.
C's has been, and gets him a nice.
I know he's dabbled. I just didn't know how committed or not he was.
Yeah, I was watching him on stream earlier. He said that he's played all 3 bros, so he's one of the few who doesn't have an allegiance.
That's interesting, because to me it feels like you just pick the one that sort of fits you like a glove, Yeah. But then I guess if none of the gloves fit, you just sort of go with the one that feels best at the time.
Yeah, well, whatever. Some days. Some days you want the chocolate, some days you want the vanilla, and I guess today he wants strawberry. So
I was gonna say something about Neapolitan, and you just said so we got it covered.
I have truly believed that the bros are a Neapolitan. That you got, I think that Hammer is the most standard people grew up with, and so he's vanilla.
Yep.
I think strawberry is you have heathens who believe strawberry is the key flavor, and it is garbage and an insult to ice cream. And then Boomer is chocolate, which is just a classic flavor and deserves to be recognized more often.
How does it make you feel with known good perspective haver Grump being on your side there?
Hey, that's fine by me. Anybody else I can recruit to the Church of Hells is another happy convert.
I'll be disciple. Why not?
Yeah. But no, I think we've got an interesting game so far here. Yeah. We've got already a lot less offense than the last game, but we're starting it off here on the part of the lineup that you would have expected it less so for.
Yeah.
Now you charge here.
Bolt was sort of playing at an insane level that first inning to last game, which definitely helps the offense.
That's huge. Gapper for the double.
Love a good Wario charge.
Yep. Big fan, and pays off, and now he's got a star hitter here. If he gets the star swing in, 2 runs, and I think it's a good chance with Mario at second base. Oh, and Toadsworth. You called this exactly, Maury, last game about who should be playing first, and Toadsworth comes back and makes the play for the double play and just completely cuts off the momentum.
Yeah. I mean, maybe Bro gets that, but I feel like it's a lot less of a sure thing.
Yeah.
So
I think I fully agree with you on that one. I'm a big proponent of you should have a good first baseman. I know some people don't think that first base is that useful.
Yeah.
But I think with people properly alternating their handedness of batters, I think it's a huge thing now.
I was gonna say, I think the idea that you didn't need it might have been true in like the ancient days, but people have gotten a lot more flexible with either pushing and pulling with slap hitters, or that's just gone.
Absolutely crush it. We get the wall splat too. Even better.
And KB showing what he can do on these small stadiums, especially.
Yeah, and
Can
then we
just
got.
be such a game changer.
It was a great hit, and honestly, it showed what happens if you don't switch that ball
and
jumper.
We're silly pushing it a second, and the 2-star swing is going the other way this time.
That's massive because you said it right there. Like he star swings, he did it so he could keep the stars even, and instead he loses it and just nets completely out.
And then the boost slap lands just to the right of the star. And Dixie, but I mean, it's basically a bunt. I don't know if you want to bunt there, but
question here is: are the star pads on Wario Stadium in Hazardless?
Yes.
So this is the one that we couldn't get rid of.
Yeah.
Because I was a huge believer of the Bowser pads, and I was disappointed when they were taken away.
I feel like overall consensus is that they should be added back. I just don't know if we've actually voted or not. I don't remember.
I thought that he was gunned at first base there.
Yeah.
It's a big. Yeah, I was gonna say you walk here, but I wonder.
He's charging. I think he's. No. Oh, interesting.
Oh, he gets
just gross. You're supposed to push with DK. Sometimes it just doesn't matter.
Yeah,
he just has a cheater bat.
Those are the ones that feel the worst. Is when you're like somebody completely mistimed their hit. They didn't try for it, but there's no punishment.
Yeah, because it's honestly just really hard overall, especially against characters like DK, to force a full-on whiff. So then you're kind of playing, towards like, well, if we could just throw them off their timing, and then they just say no. Oh,
wow,
that gets by fire. Wow, that was.
This is looking like Bolt's first inning last game. We've cycled the lineup. He's walking, but he's walking into an LDSS.
Yeah,
which is scary here.
We do fielder swap for the LDSS, which I think is probably the right call.
Yeah,
definitely the right call.
And the scary part here. Oh, and he switched pitchers as well. I think he just doesn't want
for the outside.
But I think outside, and he doesn't want the tired since he's at 6 runs. Oh, what are we?
This is why we don't base run.
That was one of the worst base running decisions I've seen. You just had an opportunity to honestly bring it into mercy territory, and we decided to steal on something that I don't even think results in an extra run if you hit it properly.
I mean, the extra bases you get from that are entirely dependent on where the ball goes on the LDSS. Like if it goes to a certain spot, you're still getting a double anyway. So.
After such a beautiful inning by Bull, I'm so disappointed with that choice.
But C's would definitely be very grateful for that because you're still not in a spot that you love. But I mean, C scoring 5 runs, that's nothing.
Yeah, C scores 5 runs. Sun rises in the morning. Again, I'm not. we're not claiming things that are too baffling right now.
I don't think he gets down. No.
No. I'll say the push there.
Beauty so far a little bit. He's overcharging.
It's just a little bit off.
Twice. Not that mattered on that one. But...
I did wonder if he would switch off the bones right away. Maybe he's waiting for a righty, but
Yeah, I think C's is kind of a like if I were to give my interpretation of how it seems like he plays, it's that he sort of does like a use his pitcher until they feel like they've gotten a feel, and then just dump them and move to the next one.
Yeah, I mean,
swap
it's
back,
working for him.
Yeah. Sometimes all you need is the change of pace.
And there's the Fire Bro special that we've all been waiting for. Low line drive. I was going to say, I don't think he invests another one after that first frustration.
Oh, then Junior just hitting it way too far. But
again, I'm not going to claim I know my numbers and things well, but Junior lefty, does his contact zones get nominally worse?
It's the other way. He's slightly better lefty as far as I know. I think it mostly matters with charging. I mainly say that just because the people who tend to have the best averages with Bolt, with Junior that slap and do righty anyway, so it doesn't really seem to play into that. But
yeah.
You definitely feel it when you're charging.
No, I did not know that. I had assumed the opposite, that righty was better.
It's just a silly game, you know? Who knows? Nobody can accurately predict everything because none of it makes sense. Badge does not reach that, but...
The one thing I wonder is that big inning that Bolt had... there was one earlier where it was a fly ball to left field, and C's didn't dive with Wario, and I think it was... I think there was a potential... I do think that it was catchable on it, and I do wonder what the difference would have been, you know? Again, butterfly effect kind of idea there, but...
Yeah.
Oh no. I thought he was going to get the one that was counted as fair and then came back, but...
Oh, and then throws him on the pitch, too.
Huge.
I guess with as wide as Walu is, it hit a part of him that happened to be foul.
Yeah.
I guess that's how the rules work.
Yeah, I mean, the game follows different rules than baseball, so...
But I do agree, and especially... I don't remember how many runners were on with that dive, but I know the one you're talking about.
Yeah.
It's just so... It's a tricky spot because there are ones where you intuitively say, like, if I'm mashing enough and I dive, I definitely get that. But there's that small part of you that's like, if it doesn't, then I guess opportunity calls. And we're base running. Oh, he got there.
Okay, gets it. Okay, I was about to say, what are we doing here? But again, he shows me up there.
C's is also a very ambitious base runner too.
Yeah.
I would say all three of those players in these two matchups Super is obviously the one most known for it, but C's and Bolt are very opportunistic with it, I would say.
I was wondering if you went for the Yoshi egg there, knowing that you'd only have 1 star for Birdo. I say Gold Steel should get it with Bowser. It's a huge at bat here.
And I think I was gonna say I think this sort of speaks to C's confidence in like seeing the outside ball, but Bolt got him swinging on one. That's just boo on outside pitches. It's just hard to be consistently good against it.
We are I was gonna say we're potentially 1 hit away from a tie game, but this is rough because you're not even gonna score there. 2nd and 3rd, no outs, but okay, we got fire now. I think we walk here without... He's pitching. Without any stars, I think I look at the walk, but... Bolt showing confidence.
Bolt is someone who I find pretty rarely... Oh, that's disgusting. I don't think anybody in the world swings at that one.
That was a great pitch. Oh, and I think that feels bad if you're... you're happy to make a little bit of a comeback, but you know that you were so much closer to doing a lot more.
Yeah. I just that's why I try to for me personally, I tend to feel a lot more frozen when I'm dealing with the pitcher on opposite hand. It's just something about having to see the ball from further away or something. And that's
also, I'm gonna say here, sliding catch on pitcher, clearly the most underrated skill. That was, you know who doesn't catch that? Boo. Boo does not catch that bunt and does not make a double play.
It's so true.
Eventually, we'll get to the meta where Yoshi pitcher is the correct choice.
Exactly,
against
yeah, and and then we will have to.
He does. So is it Wario pitcher and Yoshi catcher to stop a bunt?
Well, then they just swing for the fences, you know. So like you have trade-offs. Okay, buddy.
Okay.
So star chance for Walu here, which is. PP does not.
I think wrong input, but still doesn't. No punishment for it.
That's one of those where, like, it just doesn't feel like that's a play KB makes. But sometimes he does it, and you have to just chalk it up to, to who he is, I guess.
I think that right now, C's has the best defense in the game. Yeah, on the infield. I don't think I can draft a better defense than Madge, Yoshi, Birdo, and Walu.
Yeah.
The rarity.
And that's why I go back and forth on it. But, like, that's sort of why I think, even though I do think defense and good pitching is useful, I don't draft defensive characters as highly as other people do, just because sometimes it feels like, what is this infield doing when Bolt's just hitting it over there in no man's land by Wario, Like...
Yeah, and then you get the games, though, when somebody has the bad infield, and then it's just, where you get 9 straight singles, and you're like, man, I wish I had something to stop this other than my stupid-ass bro second baseman.
Yeah, it is...
And then you watch your PD first base jump for a ball, and just the most pathetic little move you've ever seen.
And I will say this is the exact scenario here where I do what C's did, and I'm like, you know what? I'm done. I'm gonna swap Yoshi out there since that's where the ball's going, and then DK is gonna hit it in the infield to a place where Yoshi gets it. Yep, I called it. As soon as you make the swap.
Why would you say such a thing, Maury? Why would you do that to C's? Do you not like him?
I love C's. It wasn't about him. I can't help it, okay? This is just my life, and I was just narrating how life is from my point of view.
Oh, and
I can't believe. Oh
no, and that's a base clearing one.
Yeah.
Oh,
Fireballs that bounce backwards are just so killer. Man,
that's just a heartbreaker.
Yeah. Just everything's falling. Yeah, and
and because he tried to, he didn't have the cutoff available right away, is my guess, because he just sat there with Junior.
Yeah, I think Birdo must have still been in the suck animation. Oh,
wow, Madge kind of good.
I like Madge for that reason too, because even though Yoshi, sometimes the ball just doesn't go where he is, Madge always finds a way to get hit.
Yeah, Madge is good or reliable.
Yeah, you may get less outs per game from him than you get from Yoshi, but, I mean, you're going to get some. That's not the start to the inning you want to see there. For C's, only 1 star, too, means that this next bit... Oh, but we do get a...
we got the next bit. The next bit of one of the best slappers in the game is what you meant to say.
Oh, yeah, no doubt. But I'm just always scared in those scenarios. That I like having the star crutch for the times when the game wants to be a little rude.
This is big here.
But yeah, this. You
can get the Birdo ball here. Gotta be patient, and I do think this is a reason why you see a lot of people matching the Birdo handedness.
Oh, yep, exactly that reason, because it's just so much harder to track the ball when it seems so much further away like that.
I was seized there. I was reading the inside. Oh, what a great pitch. Yeah, I was gonna say he's watched 2 strikes go by, and I think he's gonna be impatient now.
Yeah.
I mean, he's had the opportunities this game. He's had runners on. He's been able to put up hits. It's just been, first and second and third, bases loaded, and we're just not seeing it.
Yeah.
Also, I'm gonna say I think after this game, I've seen more. Oh, great Yoshi play, but I think I've seen more Bones pitcher than I have Diddy and Dixie, and I am personally offended by that statement.
It is a little funny. I guess it's I guess it's usually in a backup role, but even still, it is crazy to see so little of.
I mean, we see Dixie this game, but no pitching.
That's true. Yeah. Balam and Sam are both helping carry the Diddy torch, though.
Yeah, that's
two that have been pretty deep in it.
Oh, I think he could have got that if you would have put that up a little bit earlier.
I think so, yeah.
I think that was just a missed input, but right now we have potentially game over right here.
Yeah, this is a rough spot.
I think I walk here. Is Mario, and sometimes Mario just doesn't feel fair, where the game just decides Mario gets a hit, and I'd rather make you do it with KB.
Yeah. And the game, KB's already fickle as is, so you just kind of can hope maybe the game will.
What does the Grand Slam do?
Yeah.
You lose by a couple more runs, doesn't matter. Yeah, good call. Fully agree with that walk by C's.
This is a very scary spot though. With
first pitch, dick ball down the middle. Fully called it. There we go. But a great offensive performance by Bolt there. I think after the last game, I think you could be frustrated and not do well, but instead he followed up here and showed us why he's where he's at in this tournament.
He was hitting very, very well, and the defense just wasn't enough to keep it contained. He just kept the snowball running, or rolling, I guess.
Yeah, I do wonder. I mean, I don't think we're gonna see the scorebook, but I do wonder what his Dixie did that game. And again, I think it was also just a counter pick. It stopped C's from being able to pitch it. But also, is Bolt now, starting to reevaluate life where he sees a world without Junior?
I don't know. The answer to that is no. But
I think it was the story of the heavies there. You saw the two teams, and I don't think it was C's went zero hits on both his PD and his bro. And when your second and third pick are doing that, that's they're providing absolutely nothing for you. It's hard to justify, and you're not going to win too many games that way.
Yeah, I do think in a game where C's is converting more with his heavies as on the level that you typically expect him to, that the score probably looks a lot closer than it did. But when Bolt is converting and you're struggling, like he's gonna get his runs. So
yeah, and what you saw there is just like you see two innings. The second and sixth inning is where Bolt kind of came alive in both of them, was making it around the order fully. So it's tough there, and you even wonder. During those innings, he had a couple of base running mistakes that, kind of took the wind out of the sails. But even without that, he still was able to do that in another inning. So still doesn't matter. In the end, he gets the win, gets the mercy at this point, and Bolt's one game off top 8.
It might be top 8.
Oh, he is top 8. Oh, yeah, because we're playing a top 6. That's what we're doing.
Yeah, it's for top 6. And Benny has confirmed that he is available to play. Bolton needs a 5, but 4 of our 6 top 6 spots have been locked in. Tonight we're locking in the 5th spot. And tomorrow I think we're locking in that last one.
I wonder how many. I don't think this is Bolt's first top 8 he's ever made, but
I don't see he made it last NPSS, but it's been 2 months.
Was it 16? I'm looking up NPS 16 right now. I just found it on my.
There's just been so many NPSSs, you lose track of them all.
Yeah, if only we could count them all. I'm seeing. Yeah, he made 8s last time. Sorry, that's what I beat him in the top 8. That's what it was. So he made top 8. Honestly, I don't know anything about NPS 15, and then. Eventually, if we go back too far in MPSs, we have to start going between challenge and start.gg. So it's like even more confusing on that side. So yeah,
all kinds of back and forth there. And I can't even really keep more than 2 or 3 of those in my head because they all sort of run together.
Oh yeah, eventually they start to blend.
Yeah, I mean, I think if I ever manage to win one, I think I might remember that one a little better. But the
Nope.
others,
I still
well,
forget which ones. Which
well, haven't
people
you
ask
won
me,
too?
they're like, which numbers did you win? I was like, 10. And they're
But
like,
see,
what's the other one? I was like, 7 or 8. I don't know which one.
what I'm hearing you say is that the second one is when you start to forget.
No,
The
second one
first
is the one I
one,
remember. I remember 10. I just don't remember if it
oh,
was 7 or 8.
I think
I
that
think
just
it
means
was.
you're old.
I think it was the issue was I came second, and I think I came second. I came in one, and then I won, and then I came second again, and then I got confused which one was which. So, but yeah, it's been a. I mean, we have some storylines here. Is the good news for it? We've got Seth trying to get his second one. I think winner's side is all. No, Sam. Sam hasn't won one yet on winner's side.
Yeah.
I think we've been seeing, Big Nick right now is in, is the winner of yours versus Faceman's, and I think Big Nick has been on the precipice of, he's been in his top fours, and I think last one he was in top 3 for it. So it'll be interesting if he can make the showing in the finals. Yeah, Bolt I think has been a long time, does well on ladder, and has just hasn't been able to make that break past eighths for NPSs.
Yeah.
Benny, I think, has been on the up and up and a lot more of a grinder, so you're hoping to see that. Faceman, he has his one, and you'd like to see the two-peat there. Maury, obviously yourself, would love to see you up there making the push for it.
Yeah, I've peaked at third, I think twice maybe, but
Yep.
ideally the number goes a little lower than that. So
And
that's
I think the one thing that I don't think, correct me if I'm wrong, we've never had a person win 2 NPSSs in a row.
oh gosh, I think that's correct.
Yeah,
Because I feel like Remke, I think Remke maybe Remke did in the sense of the 2 he participated in, he won consecutively, but I don't think he was
yeah, no,
in
not in a
back-to-back
row,
tournaments, right?
because I think he won the last one he won. Seth won the next one after.
Oh, okay.
I think there was in between because Remke I think won the one, and then Boomerang Bro won the one after that one. So
Okay.
yeah, I think that we've never had a two-peat. So I mean, Super could be. I mean, he's in the right position to push for it. So
Yeah,
being in winners round 3.
4 potential repeaters in the top 12, I guess. I guess Face and I are still in 12th place ish, I guess. I don't know how brackets work, but we still have 2 games before, or well, one of us is not going to be in top 8, which is a little painful, but it's just how it falls sometimes.
And you're saying that when are you and Face gonna play?
Tomorrow I'm around 1 or 2, I think.
Oh, I don't know when. I'm supposed to play Face tomorrow night, as far as I know. So and Nick is a night owl, so I just assume those will be played in that range.
Well, I'll have the stream ready.
Sam versus Super is also a very interesting matchup because they've played a lot. I mean, all of the matchups really are. Well, several of them are very recurring matchups. I even think Benny and Bolt play each other quite a lot on the ladder, at least. But I don't think they've had one in this kind of context with these kind of stakes. So that'll be interesting. I'm gonna pull up the
Bolt. Not Bolt. Benny has a lobby up. Bolt has not joined it. Gonna be a good game to end the night on. Night 4 of bracket. 5 nights at NPSS.
That's interesting. So I looked up the head-to-head record between Benny and Bolt, and there are 29 games on the record, and uh, the win-loss is 15-14. So,
Ooh, that's a fun one then.
yeah. So who knows? And even among, say, the last 10 or so, Benny had a streak of 5 wins, but then if you look at the last, say, 6, 7, 8, last 10, Bolt still has 4 out of 6. So like it's pretty much who knows. Bolt says he's coming. This should be. I don't know what to expect from this one. Both also again, we're going into a back-to-back matches of lots of offense.
Bolt has called tails, wins the flip. He picks 2P. Garden has been banned, and Benny is the home team.
Where do you take Bolt?
I do wonder now. So I think last NPS, I always say that it was when we go on a big enough break between big tournaments, people forget that Bowser is good. And people start pitching to him again. And I think that was 16 was the amount of, and we saw it in the win rate for Bowser team was really high. And I think that people were just pitching to Bowser, forgetting that, we haven't played a tournament in a while. We haven't realized how damn good Bowser is and why we walk him. And I see this tournament, I've been seeing a lot more 2P picks. So I'll wonder what the stats are like at this tournament.
They're going to they're going to Palace. That's what Benny picked.
Palace. Back-to-back Palace then.
Got another Palace.
It is interesting because you still see some amounts of Bowser being pitched to even in the tournament, but it's definitely a lot more constrained overall, I think. Like last tournament, I saw some of the Bowser stats, and you had people with like 20 PAs batting 1,000 with Bowser.
Oh yeah.
Like, how did you see 20 PAs with?
It was the amount of times, and I fully chalked it up to people just forgetting how good Bowser was in a competitive sense. Like, again, people play net play. You play a game, and I think it's different there. People get nerves when tournaments come around.
Mm-hmm.
The at bats feel bigger. There's more of a weight to them. So I think that if there's going to be a weighted at bat, who do I want up every single time? It's Bowser. It's no matter what I want, it's Bowser.
I mean, yeah, even if you like, honestly, the fact that I would maybe have to think about it if you asked me if I needed a run and I had, say, like Madge with a star or Bowser charging up to bat, like who would I pick? Like the fact that I even consider that for a moment is just testament to like you gotta respect the guy in games with these high of stakes. You have to expect that maybe on the ladder, an average opponent might not always perform up to par with him, but you don't even really have to perform up to par with him in tournament settings, even though you're probably going to be playing people who do, because all he needs is just to be better than all the other heavies, and then it's just so hard to deal with.
The way I often think about it is, I think we've hit a time where pitching matters so much for, like, people are worried about handedness more than ever with their pitchers, and righty, lefty, what do you have? You want to match? Do you want to go against it? You have all these thought processes. And Bowser, I don't think anybody has even ever thought about what hand is pitching to Bowser. Like, as the Bowser player, you don't care. You don't care what hand is pitching to you. You just hit the ball.
Because my thought on it, and I know that people do feel that they can pitch better or worse to Bowser, and that might be true. Maybe you can game your opponents some better than others, but at the same time, no matter what pitcher you have, if you throw something and the ball starts as a strike, it's going to end or if it starts as a hittable ball and you start trying to move it, it's going to end as a hittable ball. Just the Bowser.
Oh, well, okay. You know what? I was debating who I was cheering for this game, but there's a monkey on the mound, and there is no more debate on who I am
We
cheering
now have a
for.
biased commentator.
This commentary is horribly biased. Bolt, who the hell is that? Benny OK is my hero.
You heard it here first.
Oh, what a great day. I'm wondering if eventually we get to see the pitching stats of this tournament. I've seen a few people who are Diddy believers, but the Dixie believers, I think most of them have been converted into Peach. So.
Yeah, I mean, it's maybe I think on some level, like Dixie's a better bat than Diddy, but it's not something that I would, like, neither of them are ones where I have them as a batter and I'm like, yeah, this is who I want up. So at that point, if you look at their stats, you compare Diddy and Dixie's pitching stats, like Diddy has more curve and I don't know.
Hey, if I see
sidearm, I guess.
If the stats come up as as I'm expecting, I expect then the tier list to show that there's not a 4-character difference between Dixie and Diddy.
You might have to make a propaganda video.
I have never been a person who uses numbers in my arguments, but I will pull these numbers and use them to only prove myself correct.
Yeah, all you need is the one number, right? You don't have to come up with a bunch of different ones, just one.
Yeah, and it's just innings pitched. Well, we are at the game. We are gonna go back to the palace, and we're gonna go see if Bolt can continue what he did last game.
Yeah, we're backing up again.
Bolt said, "Ugh, I swapped Toadette for Noki."
Huh?
That's just what happened in chat. I don't know if that's... They went back. I don't know why.
I mean, I saw that happen, but I didn't think anything of it. I didn't know what happened, so I assume
they'll either go back and fix it, or they'll just start the game and then swap at the beginning, and it won't count against anything.
What does he mean? Like he swapped the batter, or he meant to draft? I don't know. I'll stop guessing. I'm just making things up at this point.
Yeah. Okay. They just said whatever. Benny just said whatever. So I guess
Benny's just in a what happens sort of mode at this point. Then
it's the start of the game. There's not too much of a concern on it, but
come on.
I will shout you out for shouting us out, Karoni. Hell's the fun commentary partner.
Glad to hear.
We just talk about, Fire Bro and Boomerang Bro and being old and rinse repeat.
Yeah, I mean, you are pretty old, Maury, so
I am old, compared to a lot of people at least. And just... I forgot who was who, but then I saw Luigi.
Yeah, but then you saw that butte on the mound and just immediately had a different opinion. I will say, again, we're throwing 3 balls to start. That's not what we do against... Oh, that was ball 4.
Yeah.
That was a bold toss to start, but hey,
I guess after
Benny's there right now.
games versus a guy, you start to pick up on something, I feel like there is sort of even if you play Bolt a lot, there's this initial testing the back of the box phase with your pitches where you're like, I gotta remember how he does this.
If you're not used to a back of the boxer, it is a different thing because often if you're doing late breaking movements for people who are playing at the front of the box, you're not worried. And my hand goes off, or my thumb goes off my controller. And against Bolt, I'm like, oh, I can do one more movement. And I need to do that, or else he's just going to hit it every time.
Yeah.
I said who's Bolt, but then I just saw a Boomerang Bro perfect, and I went, you know what? I'm just in love with this game. This is
a neutral commentator we have.
Yeah, you know what? I'm back on it. You know what, Bolt? You can win the game if you want.
That's a good start for him. 1 run on the board.
Yeah. He's able to
You're
get it without
expecting a lot of
the
runs to
junior
be
chem.
here. Yeah. And the slaps were nothing doing. Madge ate 2 of them. Birdo sends it to Mario, but you're happy with a run, and you spent no stars to get it, so. And I think Bones is another example of a strange one that I see, which is that technically Bones, I think, is better as a righty.
Yeah.
But he's one of those that I think would kind of warrant considering low liner by Bowser.
The low line. He gets the walk out of it, but that was dangerous.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think I know what you're about to say. Where you're gonna talking about the lefty pitcher.
Yep. Yeah.
Yeah. And I'm stubborn with Bones, but I think I've started to see it as well lately, where I'm like, I should be changing Bones around that.
Yeah, I do it with Mario and Birdo, but it's still harder for me to pull the trigger with Bones for whatever reason. And this is a big spot for Mario, and this is where you love seeing the same-handedness too.
Cool. Okay, you still got 2 more stars. You're still okay. What are we?
Star? Oh,
I think he's safe though. Okay, I fully disagree with not starring there, but
I know you're down, 3 stars to 5 at this point, or 2 stars to 5.
What, base is loaded?
Yeah. Against Bolt, you don't know how or when the offense is coming. Sometimes it comes in waves, so you gotta just.
Yeah, he got lucky enough though that worked out. But yeah, that was that was a wild one, but. Oof.
Noki.
Goes with the charge, but.
I always get a little scared when I see Noki under a charge hit like that. Just feels like she has a knack.
In the end, we get to see, a nice lead for Mr. Benny, and it's a start, but we know that we need a lot more. Bolt has shown us in these games that he's been good for a 5 or 6 run inning each game.
Definitely a similar player to you, I feel, in that way, where you can pretty much bank on there being a big inning that you have to endure. And
yeah, that's the hope I get. I try and do it with just singles, but
yeah. Bolt tends to do it. I feel like usually his big innings come from the singles as well, but
I would have liked to see. Oh, he's got it. What a great play!
Yeah,
that is not an easy one to make. I think the only thing I would have liked to see on that swap is also he should have pushed Yoshi over to shortstop just to get the next batters, and I think Boo is more of a pusher as well, but. In the end, he did what he needed to do with the wall jump and already paid dividends. Made an out instead of a home run.
I am very bad about being conscientious of the swaps for wall jumpers, especially because you've played me before. I'm very like on to the next pitch, on to the next pitch, on to the next pitch, and so sometimes I just forget what's out there, and then.
I mean, if you take the Bolt philosophy of just drafting all the wall jumpers, you don't have to worry about it.
If I put a wall jumper on every base, I don't ever have to swap.
No, I think it's one thing that I think I'm more conscientious about is where I put my swaps with Yoshi.
Mm-hmm.
And I think it's some things where even people sometimes you can pre-prep the inning before if somebody's at 2 outs and a bad batter, you pre-prep for the next inning. And it's something that you should get better each time you see their lineup, because it's okay to forget the first time around, but the second or third time around, I'm hoping that you remember.
Yeah. And those are it's always nice whenever the lineups are structured in that way that you're able to sort of capitalize on it like that. And that's part of the fun in making the making the lineups in a way that makes that harder to do.
Yeah, fully.
We're seeing here that Junior 2B is looking bad. I would have to agree.
Here we'll see and he's starting to realize that he's got. Oh, I mean, it doesn't matter. He pulls it anyways, which I think Boo is the one character who I think as people get better with Boo, they're realizing that you just hit it away from Yoshi.
Yeah.
Especially with that curved trage, he can lock onto ones that do not feel like they should be hit or be able to be caught. But okay, we're gonna see right now. We've got
quick 2 on here.
2 on, right into the heart. Huge play. And
Dixie bobbles that, am I right?
That is a Diddy exclusive for the pitcher. Only Glue Hands grabs that. Again, Diddy proving why he is the optimal pitcher.
Any other pitcher bobbles it, right?
Or no, it can just go straight by them. I think there's something with Glue Hands. I don't know what it does, but it catches those and others don't.
Yeah, I do know what you mean though. It does seem like characters seem to like catch the some characters seem to be a lot slower on the mound or something. Yeah. I don't know.
So maybe Peach catches it too because she has got glue hands, but I don't know. I don't pay attention to that pitcher.
Probably the weak arm or something, like.
True.
Time. I'm just trying to help you out.
I think it's something to do with he clambers to the pitcher's mound and he's able to do something with that. I don't know.
Increased elevation.
I'm a scientist, not a statistician, so I'm dealing with what I got.
Yeah.
Okay, what do we go here with? I was going to say, I think he's going for the charge again. He's proven already he likes the Wario charge. I think I go for the slap here after 2 misses. It doesn't matter, though. He makes the better choice. I think he gets the run in.
Yeah, with Yoshi, he definitely...
Yeah, huge. Great play. Good aggression. Nice hit in the gap.
I know Yoshi's still, at the end of the day, just a slap hit, but one thing that he really has going for him on offense is that anything slightly above a basic single can just be a run from first, which is so
This is huge here. I don't know who he's got on first base, but I definitely agree with the star hit here. I throw another one in.
Yeah, definitely. It's another case of you don't know when the runs are coming, so take them when you can.
See, I don't like the steal there because I think the steal often can... I think it's a little bit too much on people where they're clicking Y, they're worried about that. And instead, I think you just focus on the actual swing there because he didn't star swing. So the best that steal is doing is moving it to third.
Yeah.
But anyways, he got the run. Nice double by Wario on 2 outs. He made that nice rally. So let's see what he can come back with against Boomer. See, I don't understand how he doesn't swing.
Yeah.
He's got such good discipline.
Yeah, I think.
Yeah, and I was gonna say he throws the ball forward, which really hurts on the star chance too.
Yeah, I think I don't know exactly how Bolt plays, but I feel like to some extent he kind of plays like he has some particular spots in mind that he's looking for when he's hitting, and if you don't get near those, then just good luck because it's just gonna be a ball. And he reached that and pulled it. That's nasty.
I say he picks it up from the dugout. So okay, now you got second and third.
No out. PD is not who you want to see.
And the PD into KB. So you got great pitch though. No, you got to throw home there. I think if he throws home, that's close.
Yeah, Mario might have.
Yeah, just because it's Mario
or whatever, but Mario has maybe 700 arm. If I were to guess, that's not scientific, but he has a cannon, and I don't know why.
That math checks out in my book. I don't think he's got his wall jumper in left field right now. But he gets him anyway, so it doesn't matter.
And here,
does he have a swap left?
I think he does. I don't think he swapped, but
I think he's got to move Yoshi over if he does have it. Oh, it doesn't. Maybe he's just throwing him off by not swapping.
Maybe you're banking on ball being closer to Madge than to DK, or just.
But it doesn't matter. But yeah, he's got because the next few batters are also all lefties, so he wants that Yoshi over. All right, I think I just slap here, but I don't hate. Yeah, I was gonna say I don't hate either decision.
Me,
Bowser up.
I'm a greedy star spender when it comes to being remotely near Bowser, and oh man, and that's
Wow, I did not think he could wall jump that.
That's a case where that chem might have been
the difference.
I don't know, but definitely probably wishing that the star was spent there. If you're, in hindsight,
Yeah.
DK just gets the star back anyway.
This
as
is
he does.
Benny's been doing this though. With 2 outs is where his rallies have been. So
He's
gets it with the toes.
Do you have any theories, by the way, on why Junior second base and not like Mario?
I think he saw last game how bad Junior did in right field, or 2 games ago. I think Junior did cost like 4 or 5 runs that game, being there and missing. And I think that with that, he is hoping that the second base is less valuable. Which, the way he's been hitting, I think it's been... I mean, it hasn't been a concern yet, but...
Yeah. I guess that's sort of the inherent problem that comes with Junior, is that he has to go somewhere. And there's no spot where you put him that you're happy. And so...
And Rhino, I see you're asking, can you swap pitchers whenever? You're allowed 1 swap of your field period per inning, or if your pitcher gets tired, you're allowed 1 additional swap. So doesn't matter if it's a pitcher, if it's your left fielder, second baseman, whatever you want. You're just allowed 1 swap.
And that swap can be any number of your fielders.
Yeah.
It's just the event of swap.
Yeah, you can swap all 9 of them if you want.
Yeah. Give them all. Yep, there's a.
I mean, you just talked about it.
I think any other character might get that. Honestly,
yeah,
Petey probably gets it.
Yeah, he gets the nice pull hit, and now he's gonna go for that same thing. Go for that same gap in left center against. No, okay, never mind. He's slapping. He's proving me wrong, but he gets. I'm surprised after how well it went last time. I'm surprised he didn't go for it again.
Yeah. Maybe with there only being 1 out instead of... Did he have 2 outs last time? I feel like he might have. And
I don't know. Great weight.
Yeah, I just feel like there's so little to gain and so much to lose here, because if
it
works out,
it anyways. But
if you're like in this scenario, if it works out, you're still hitting with Diddy, and it's still just like a coin flip. And then if you get thrown out, you're leading off with Diddy, which is not what you want for the next inning. Because you're getting into the thick of your lineup. Or wrapping around to the start.
Yeah, I fully agree. I'm not pushing that. I actually think the one time you should steal is actually after you had second base, because then you can hope to score with the Diddy slap.
Yeah.
But, whatever. There's nothing, no harm, no foul happening right now, but...
His way of play has gotten him this far, so...
Oh, great swap there. Yoshi's the only one catching that. And instead, now we're also lined up well for the Birdo with 5 stars. Again, anybody's making that one, but great play.
It's such a great feeling when I'm not a big swapper, but there are very few feelings that match the feeling of thinking about a swap, making it, and then immediately moving.
Oh yeah, working out 100%, where you're just like, yep, that is great choice.
This could get pretty scary if he gets on, but this is just a hard spot to be in. I think it's caught.
Yeah, it's catch. A little bit too high. Okay, now it's the choice.
He got antsy. I think that's one of the things that I think is the biggest source of the catching a Bowser player slipping, is just getting antsy, because I feel like you're not usually expecting to see the ball.
Yeah, I think it's the first pitch gets people, where you got the people who are immediately leaning to start and aren't swinging at the pitch no matter how good it is, and they're putting themselves at the disadvantage of now they only get 2 strikes, because when you throw that first pitch strike, and then you have the other ones who they kind of are halfway waiting for it, halfway not, and they end up pushing it.
Yeah.
But I mean You've had 2 Bowser non-hits, and but a great pitch.
Yeah.
I think you're calling it right. I think that Bolt is sitting on a couple pitches, and when you're throwing a strike that's not the pitch he's anticipating, he's watching it instead.
And I think that's kind of what's been happening on a couple of the times he's gotten jammed as well. Is it just was he was out of position, but saw that it was a strike, and by then you're just, if you're making contact, it's not good contact. And Benny has played him a ton, apparently.
That was a disgusting pitch there. That was. I like to speak highly about my Diddy. I do not throw that pitch, and that pitch was gross. Especially against the back of the boxer, because it went out really far afterwards.
Yeah.
Oh.
And those are some of the hardest strikes to kind of gauge, because the place where your eye sees it as a strike and the place where the game sees it just feels so different. And
it had 2 movements on it.
Yeah.
Before it did that, that was a pretty one. Okay, we're going in the 8th inning, low scoring, or no, bottom 7th. I'm off by half of one, but
so far Benny has done a great job of basically just whatever Bolt wants, just not letting him have it.
But I mean, Bolt's gonna see the front of his lineup at least once more, so
Definitely
you really want. I think if you're Benny, you want 2 more runs to start feeling safe.
Because as we've seen, Bolt's a player that can just pile it on out of nowhere, so you want the cushion. Oh, and he's up to 5 stars now.
5 stars, but here, this is what you want for Benny, is that it's only a strict benefit for the star here. I was gonna say, I dive all day for that. I hope for the star chance. I'd sell and give him the double, if not. I guess maybe a triple.
Something I'm surprised we don't see more, which I guess it's kind of a rare scenario, but star pitches there, since they don't cost stamina. To win a star chance, but I think most of the time you don't really have 5 stars in the chamber.
Yeah, I think people are not used to it, and I think that they also feel bad with somebody like Boo, is that I think you don't feel as confident with it.
Yeah.
And you don't want that 2-star change.
Yeah. That is true, because going from...
disgusting. Yeah. The sour slap. I wonder if you're Bolt here, if you invest the star. Nope, you don't need to.
It doesn't matter, yeah.
I was going to say, I invested the 2 stars there because especially you got Yoshi's weak arm, but this is huge. He's going to go up.
Scary spot.
Yeah, swap that there. You really...
I might even consider swapping Madge just because of the... Oh, he doesn't...
Oh, no. Oh, and oh, man, there was so many...
Yeah.
He screwed up so many things. You just needed to throw the ball to second to start.
I'm so confused how it didn't...
Oh, and it's the perfect for the home run. Oh. The comeback dinger after that one is gotta hurt, but a great piece of batting right there.
Yeah, I want to watch that clip back because it felt like Toadsworth was very close to the bag, so that was interesting. It's just a tough scenario.
I think he was just a step off, but again, I think all you had to do was just throw to second there. You still had the double play, but...
Yeah.
Oh, and then just over DK. When it rains, it pours right now, but...
Yeah, and this is like such a critical moment for him because Bolt could just keep piling it on, or you give yourself a good shot at getting those other 2 runs if you can stop the bleeding. But unfortunately, this is a rough part of the lineup to do it against too, so his work's cut out for him.
Great pitch.
But he's still pitching great to Petey.
Petey, he has pitched fantastic too. Bolt has not got a good contact with Petey, I don't think, this game.
I think it's a pretty reasonable choice to walk.
Yep.
Maybe there.
Make him. He wants him to be honest with it. You got to hit the star swing. You got to hit it properly to score a run with the right timing.
It's among the flimsier star hit or LDSSs too. So exactly what happened or what was hoped for worked out there.
All right, you got Diddy here into now the bottom and wrapping up your lineup. So and you just got to take it easy. Yeah, you lost the lead, but you still got time here, and you're about to hit the heart of your lineup.
Oh,
good pitch.
That's such a hard pitch to swing at.
All right. I don't star swing here.
Really? That's interesting.
I think Toadsworth has such a good bat anyways that I don't. Yeah. Here, on the other hand...
I think I double star, to be honest.
Now I star swing.
I probably don't have 3 stars in this scenario, so...
I think the only bad thing is the star swing is a little bit more prone to double play than the slap, but... Oh, he jumped over him.
Oh, man. That was...
Okay.
That could have been
big at bat here. Yeah, I was going to say, you got to walk.
Do you think you slap here, or do you think?
Yeah, you slap here and then you match star.
That's true. Yeah, I guess that's what you. That's what you.
No, I think he's off. That was an ugly at bat or ugly swing, and that's what you go for.
Down. Yeah, it's just
huge.
So
you stick with your runners, and now you got match. Good match star swing ties the game up here, even with Bowser. And you got Mario after.
Oh, and he throws.
Huge.
He throws just.
And he does it properly. He only runs home with Bowser. Good job not rounding it with DK. And now we've got ourselves a ball game.
This is a scary spot.
This is huge. Good star swing here scores at least 1.
Probably the most significant star of the game. And
it's over Junior's head.
Yep.
That's 1. Is it 2? I don't think it's 2. Good turn back. Good turn back. Wow.
I think it's a good call to at least turn the base, but once you see that it's
yep. A little bit of a round. Now you got Yoshi here, which could be again. This could be lights out if he's able to get the single here. I think it would only score 1, but again, it's huge momentum shift right now.
Yeah. And you've just got to hold on for 3 more outs.
Yeah. And he's got the not a great part of his lineup up, so a little bit high. So,
yeah.
Okay, we are going to the 9th with a 1-run lead. After all that inning, it's just 3 runs apiece. So, let's see what goes on. Oof.
We're swapping. I think it makes sense.
Okay.
We have Boo and Walu coming up.
Yeah, you got to keep that. Yeah. I don't disagree. I think that you got to lock it in. You just want the outs here.
Oh,
that was scary. That was scary. I thought that was going to be one of the ones that goes by the toesies.
It looked like it was.
That's 2.
Yep, just 1 more.
Okay, huge here. Luigi into Junior, and then the scary part. Yeah. I think I star here.
I think you have to, yeah.
Yeah, I think you star here. I know it's...
That's a good pitch.
2 strikes.
He couldn't let himself swing at it because he's going for the start.
And he got the bad contact.
Did a great job of taking.
That's the game.
Yep.
Benny with what a damn beautiful job there. That was, I think a lot of players crumble after that 3 runs, but he took it calmly and he pushed it and got that. Wow.
I just want to throw out that I think that last at bat versus Luigi sort of encapsulates how Benny played that match against Bolt, because you saw on a couple of those strikes, like the strike 2 that he got was so big because Bolt was not ready for the inside pitch and he just snuck it in. And then on the last one, he knew that I think he knew that Bolt wasn't going to be able to swing at it because he needed the good contact on the star. And then he just forced it in again and forced the bad contact. And
yeah, that was a great job.
Knew what was going on, knew what he wanted.
And I think we saw both the losses there. Is Junior did not do too much. I think right there we saw him. I don't think he went 0-for with Junior. I mean, Benny's Bones did no better, and I think his Bowser really, I think, was the difference. If his Bowser was doing decently well that game, I think that he wins by 6 runs. But wow, that was a really good game. I think now we got Benny in top. Is that top 6?
Top 6, yeah. Benny's going to Ravian Stream.
So yeah, Benny goes to top 6. He will play, loser of 31, which is, so he'll either play Remke or Seth, whoever loses that one. But yeah, that was a great game. It was fun to see the lead change a number of times. So always happy to see that side. Yeah. Anyways, I think
That's
Grump,
it.
correct me if I'm wrong, but I think that's the end of the stream for the night.
Yes, the only 2 games I have left to stream are Mr. Mori versus Faceman and the winner versus Mr. Nick. And I'm handing the Ravian has top 6 on Sunday. It is his right to it. And that'll be and then I'm just gonna spend like a good chunk of this weekend and the next couple of days just main bracket stuff I'll be done with, but some redemption bracket stuff and editing, downloading the VODs, trying to get all the games individually put into uploads and stuff. But holy fuck. That was... Benny was pitching out of his mind. Just absolutely lights out. Dude, that pitching has convinced me to try Diddy when I get back.
That's the correct choice always, but...
Hey man, I'll give Diddy this. He has when Diddy gets a hit, it's like an MLB pitcher getting a hit. It's like it's the most hype thing because you never expect it. So, and he's got the sauce, man. Benny, I'm pulling for Benny. Out of the 5 people confirmed so far, I'm pulling for Benny. He is he's the dark horse underdog guy. No, he has been. It has been compared to, I can't remember what he got in 16. I know he made bracket at least, but I can't remember what his actual placement was. But he has made it so far. There've been a lot of great runs. He's in top 6. Buffcat is gonna place as well as one of Mori or Faceman. Just incredible stuff by Ben. Yeah, he lost to Bolt actually at last NPSS in losers round 2 to get eliminated, and now he is in losers quarters. So it's great stuff from him, man. Benny is. I'm really rooting for him, man. I really hope he goes all the way and wins his first title because he is definitely. He has the storyline and he's got the skill, man. If anyone could shut down Bolt like that, that's someone who should be winning the NPSS.
Yeah, no, it was a great game and great defensive and pitching performance. But on that note, I think I am going to head out of here.
Oh yeah.
Maury, it was fun with the commentating with you.
Oh yeah.
So enjoyed that one. Grump, thanks for setting this all up and streaming this whole thing. It's been great not just for today but the rest of the time. It's been fun watching this whole time.
It has been a very high honor doing it, and I look forward to the last 2 games tomorrow and then editing everything up and uploading it. It's been a lot of fun. Thank you guys both for being on the commentary. I'm sure everyone was very much enjoying a much more subdued, soothing, analytical take on the game instead of just, how did Nick put it when he talked to me about my commentary style? And there is, a much more relaxing commentary and a much higher tier analyzing, evaluation of the game.
Thank you for the compliment.
Scientists at heart.
Yeah, the scientists
and occupation, I guess.
Yeah, the scientists podcast style. But tomorrow, last 2 games, we'll be streaming them both. You're both welcome back at the comms anytime. I have been just a grump. Thank you, these 2, for commentating. Thank you to the audience for watching and the players for choosing to play on stream. Have a great night and take care, everybody. We'll see you tomorrow for the last 2.